This is what no one else is talking about this morning, but we are. I don't know how many people went to the Nuggets game yesterday.
14.
George Karl was obviously at the game. He went to the game. He was at the game. He was coaching the Sacramento Kings. And sometimes when players return, there's a video tribute. George Karl, as head coach of this franchise, didn't win a lot of the playoffs, but I believe won, 423 games, 432?
That's a lot.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And Kyle Speller, good dude.
Yeah.
And now coach from the visiting bench, George Karl of the Sacramento Kings.
Really?
Just as deadpanned as you can imagine.
And they do that, man, when backups come back.
Right.
Kyle will be like, and here is J.R. Smith. And everyone's like, yeah.
I mean, I like Josh Kroenke a lot, and you have to believe that this came from up top. Nuggets, after everything they have been through this year, they should have showed a lot more class than they did yesterday.
I mean, I used to cover the Nuggets, and you know, for all intents and purposes, those are good people. But yeah, they dropped the ball on this one. They fumbled it, they botched it, whatever you want to call it. I mean, why can't you just do a 10-second video thing of showing them coaching a little bit, hugging Carmelo, high-fiving Allen Iverson, and like, thanks for the memories, George Karl. Boom.
Memories of what?
Making the playoffs every year.
And
going to the Western Conference Finals in 2009.
So finish that, making the playoffs every year, and then what's the rest of that sentence?
Oh, I mean, there's a period. They made the playoffs every year.
Okay.
Well, then I guess you have to say the same thing about Doug Moe. Doug Moe has his name up in the rafters, and George Karl has as many wins as Doug Moe, and Doug Moe won nothing.
Okay, so we're gonna fire you because you get us to the playoffs, but you don't take us past the first round of the playoffs. But we're gonna put it together a tribute because you took us to the playoffs and you couldn't get us past the first round. So we're going to congratulate you and honor you for the very same thing we fired you for. That's an odd juxtaposition.
No, I see what you're saying.
I think you're being a little hardcore.
Yeah, I was just saying the only thing is this: like they loved the fact that they made the playoffs every year. That was something very important to them, both financially and, of course, emotionally for the fans. And the idea of maybe making a playoff run. They did go to the Western Conference Finals 2 times. So it would be like in football, if a coach takes his team to the AFC Championship game one time, and he's fired and he comes back, they'd probably do like, hey, coach, and he'd tip his hat. We're talking 10 seconds. We're talking prom night here. I mean how hard would this be?
The other thing is, didn't the Nuggets have the second best record in the Western Conference? Then George came down with cancer. I don't know if it was the first time or the second time. Adrian Dantley became the head coach, the interim head coach, and then they got knocked out in the first round. So some people believe, hey, maybe the Nuggets could have gone further with George as the head coach. They were playing well. At the end of the day, just do something nice for the guy. Does it really hurt you to do something nice?
Yeah, and it's more conspicuous when they don't.
Right.
So, I'm being a contrarian,
I know.
Purposely here. And this is not a diss at George Karl, but I'm saying from an organizational standpoint, you would be honoring a guy for doing what you fired him for. It seems to be a little odd.
When you put it that way.
But to you guys' point, he did accomplish something, and 15-second or 30-second tribute would not be that difficult, and it wouldn't be overwhelming praise. It would just be standard for what they've done in the past, considering guys who come back in the past.
Yeah, Yakuba Diawara comes back after a season in England. He's on the Milwaukee Bucks. Remember that year with Yakuba?
I mean, they did a video tribute to Carmelo Anthony, Kenyon Martin, Raymond Felton, and J.R. Smith when they came back for the first time after the Nuggets-Knicks trade, and they did this big video tribute. What did they win? Nothing.
Yeah, if they did it for Carmelo, they should do it for George.
Yeah, I agree.
No question about it.
I agree.